Okay. Welcome to the Monday, June 28th, 2025 Tufton Borough Selectmen's Meeting. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, do we have any public input? All right. Seeing none, we'll move to the approval of minutes. We have one set of meeting minutes from Monday, July 14th. I was not, so I will abstain, but...
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
I will second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
And abstain. Okay, appointments. The Tufton Borough Selectmen have just returned from a home visit where we presented Mr. Fred Antell with the Boston Post cane. Mr. Antell is 101 and a half years old, and we had a very nice chat with him. He was very pleased to get the Boston Post cane, and he's quite a gentleman, and I was honored to meet him. I think we all were honored to meet him. Okay, Steve Scapicchio. Back so quick. Hi there.
Hi guys. So a couple things. First, it started off with being just to let you know that the CWSRF loan is on the G&C agenda for this Wednesday. So I'm not anticipating any problems. Once that's done, we can actually start the project. Mm-hmm. So that's a step in the right direction. Good. Today was the last day for people to submit their requests for qualifications. We actually got 3 companies that did that. There was FB Environmental, who we know because they do a lot of work within Tufton Borough. There was Mirror Lake, there was Comprehensive Environments Incorporated, and then there was Weston and Sampson. All 3 of them submitted it. We haven't gone through, I just got these 2 today, so I haven't gone through them. But it's interesting that one person from each of these companies worked on the 2012 watershed management plan. So they're not coming in, not familiar with, Mirror Lake. So it's pretty exciting. I believe, just to get clarification from you, the next step is I will have MLPA check the references on these, just so that Audrey doesn't have to do it. Then we'll sit down as a team and go through it and make a recommendation to the selectmen on which one that we want to do.
This is not the Mirror Lake
Watershed management plan, update.
Don't you guys award that?
I'm sorry?
I don't think we award the contract.
We award a contract.
Right, 'cause we're just guaranteeing the money.
Well, the agreement, the loan is with the town.
Right.
So I can do this any way you want. So we can do it on MLPA side, just go through all these. But I thought it would be if you wanted us to come back and tell you what our recommendation was, just so that you were familiar with it. Totally up to you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can financially bind the town. I mean, it's not financially binding. They're not signing the loan, but there's nothing between MLPA and the town that's formalized.
Well,
I don't know.
There's a warrant article that's formalized. There's the application to the state, which is a formality. I mean, I don't know if the town needs to get, we're not gonna contract with anybody for this work. That's for you guys to do.
Yeah.
But reviewing it, I think it's probably a great idea. Come back with a recommendation.
That was my thought, and then in the meantime, I can sit down with Audrey and we could figure out the proper protocol for awarding the contract. I mean, I haven't done it before, Chip, so I don't have the answer.
No, I'm thinking in just the broad brush terms of where the money is going and. Where
So I think you're right. So MLPA will come to the town and say, hey, we've got this done and we need this money to pay it off. Right? So. But I'll sit with Audrey and we'll figure out the correct protocol for that.
Because are the loan proceeds coming through us?
Yes.
Okay.
The loan is to the town, so the proceeds have to go, it has to be requested from the town.
I think we have to make the decision
Then we do have to,
based on his recommendation.
right.
Do you think you'll have it ready for the next selectmen's meeting in 2 weeks?
Yes,
Okay, great.
yes, because we do want to move forward with this and get it going. We don't
Sure.
want to wait too long, so yes. I will, again, I just wanted to update you gentlemen before I sat down with MLPA and said, here are the three that we have. Let's make a recommendation for the selectmen, so, but I just did want to let you know where we stood with that, so that's where we are.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, the other thing is, with the Williams Horner lot, I think you were at the last, we were at the conservation meeting, and we got some really good news that the ARM committee that recommends the sites, is recommended that we move forward with the application process. Not only did they recommend that we move forward with the application process, they wanted us to increase the amount because they want additional work done for restoring some of the property to bigger vernal pools and things on that nature. So that was pretty exciting. Now we just have to wait for LCHIP for the other half of the funding for that. The only downside to the whole thing was I just received a letter from Brenda Williams. Brenda, that's not her last name now, but from Brenda of the Williams Family Trust, that it's been 3 years since we started this project and the value of the property has gone up. So we want to re-talk about what the value is on that property and how much we're going to get. So that was just kind of a wild card that was thrown in the other day. So I haven't had a chance to sit down with Rick, who does all the work and has got the budget put together for ARM and LCHIP to see what we have in there and to see how we can move forward with that one. But everything looks really good. The ARM was the big thing. Usually if the ARM approves it, LCHIP will follow along. So, because, we had the whole group of people out there to evaluate
What
that.
are the financial ramifications to the town if the value has increased and we need to renegotiate?
Well, there's a couple of ways we can do it, right? So if the values increase that much that, we can't cover it with both the LCHIP and the ARM grant, then we either have to go to the town meeting to get funding for it, or we can talk to the Conservation Commission. They have money that they can, depending on how big of a gap there is, that they could come up with the balance of the money. So those would be the two ways that we can do it.
Well, you said that the group from the ARM group said that we should ask for more.
Yes.
Ask who for more?
Them.
Them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would they reconsider?
That's what I need to talk
Without
to.
any major.
Yeah, that's what I need to talk to Rick about, because I don't know I'm not familiar with this last budget that we put in and what they're requesting would do to that budget. So, but they did come back and say that.
What's the total price?
I'm sorry.
What's the total price that you agreed on?
188.
Still 190.
Well, she said my printer printed this so small I can't read it. I need magnifying glasses. Sorry. And I do have copies of the letter from her if you guys want to see it. Brenda Eves. 184. I'm sorry, 184, and the valuation is now the market value assessment was 184. The valuation is 191 at this time, and that's off the tax records.
So you're only talking about
About 3%,
$8,000.
Yeah.
3-4%.
So, and the ARM fund said. So that they said to go ahead and figure out what the additional work would be and go ahead and submit it, and they're aware that it's going to increase over what the budget that we had put in there. So I'll talk to Rick to see what we can pad in there to get some of that covered.
Okay.
But that was really good news. Like I said, because usually if they approve it, then we'll follow along. So, and the other thing is a question that I have for you gentlemen before. I have a meeting with the Mirror Lake Protection Association Conservation Committee next week, And we have a few lots, 1 acre lots, that the owners are willing to put easements on to prevent development in the future. And I don't know if the town would be willing to hold those easements to prevent the development of those lots. Because, the more that we prevent, the less runoff and
I mean, what's the downside of
You
us?
don't wanna go to like Lakes Region or somebody like that.
the problem with that is Lakes Region won't even consider a piece of property now if it's under 50 acres. I mean, and that's what we're running into a lot with these conservation. That's what we tried at first, and that's what we're getting pushed back on.
What would it cost us to hold an easement?
It doesn't cost anything. MLPA will absorb the cost for getting the deeds drawn up, the easements drawn up. So, and they'll do all the easement work and the reporting to the government. It's just that we need an entity other than Mirror Lake Protection Association to hold the easement.
Yeah.
Well, if there's no money, then we could make that decision without going to town meeting, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best deal to have the town hold easements, because we're the taxing entity. But if there's nobody else out there that wants to hold an acre, then that's where we end up.
Could the Conservation Commission? I know
But
it's part of the
they
town.
can't,
Yeah.
the commission can't hold the easement, the town holds the easement.
Okay.
And the other problem, I mean, we're sitting here all agreeing that having those easements is a good thing. 5 boards of selectmen from now could decide it's lakefront property, let's sell it.
Yeah.
They can't, because it's just an easement. It's not a deed.
Okay, so they're
Not giving the property to the town. We're just putting a conservation easement on the property to prevent development. And essentially, the easement, what that does is buying the building rights for that lot.
So essentially, you're dividing the property between the actual owner and the town, and neither one of them can do anything.
With that part of the property.
Right.
That's correct. Even if they sell the property, the easement goes
It
with
goes
the
with
property.
it,
So
right.
they
And
can't
so-
change.
You constantly have,
That in perpetuity, that
Right.
land would be protected.
That's essentially what we did with the Cheney lot, only we paid for it, so it had to go to town meeting.
Yes.
right. Let's run it by, we can run it by our attorney. There must be a structure that works in
Yep.
that situation.
it's likely that it should be doable.
Yeah. Again, just wanted to make sure that it would be okay with you guys before I sat with the Conservation Commission and brought it up with them, because I didn't want to bring it up with them and then come here and you say no. So,
Audrey?
My experience, I was 10 years on the Conservation Commission in Milford, and the Conservation Commission, the town held several easements with the selectmen's approval, and the Conservation Commission would go out and monitor them, usually once a year. And the only concern is that the easement really provide access to that property, to be able to do that monitoring and not be like landlocked. So,
yeah, it's not. They're all border
yeah.
Mirror Lake Drive.
So, it's a normal routine thing in towns.
Okay.
And I mean, in fact, if I recall, Max's barn, for example, we hold the easement on that.
That's a historic one, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar.
Yeah, but it's the same
Similar.
idea.
But that has a term limit.
That has a term limit,
Right.
correct, but after re-upping that, essentially, we held full easement on that, even though Max retains obviously the ownership.
Yep, that's how it works. And that's the same thing with the Cheney farm, right? So in even more detail on the Cheney farm, they can't change the outside look of it without getting permission, because that's really a strange thing in an easement to protect the outside look of the property. But yeah, so easements are constructed that way.
Yeah. So, I personally don't have a problem with it.
Good.
All right, gentlemen, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank
All right.
You have my messenger,
Yeah,
so either you can come pick it up, or I'll drop it off if you give me the address. Either one. I don't.
Yeah, there's no sense dropping it off if they're not there, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is. I'm pretty sure it is something that needs to be refrigerated.
Yeah, so maybe I can just pick it up and then keep it in my refrigerator. That way, when I see her again, I can just give it to her.
I mean, if you're comfortable, you could just go to my porch, you know, the porch?
Yeah.
That door should be open, I didn't lock it. Go into the kitchen, into the refrigerator, you'll see the box there. I don't mind, if you don't.
I don't mind.
If you're not shy, just go in.
Yeah, I'm not shy.
Go for it.
As long as I don't get arrested
No.
in the process.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Steve.
guys.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, Cobalt Construction. Hey, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, yourself?
Very good. So, the PD, just an update on what's coming through. Trusses were released last week. We were already in the queue, so we were trying to be ahead of that 6 to 8 week timeline. Those are officially released. Those had Reed Mechanical sign off for the attic mechanical space. Those are approved with the adjustments that Jack talked about, bringing it closer to the center of the building. That drawing's also been updated through Freedom Design, so we have a reflection there. We are just awaiting the update on the contract with Heyman and the well, which we went over in the last work session. So those should be good to go out shortly. Those are the two major ones. Jack is releasing the oil water tank this week. The framer is going to send us the window submittal, which links down to another topic we'll get to here in a second. We are possibly looking at power within the next 2 weeks. It seems likely after the easement was signed. So that'll be good. We are going to have updated civil points for Wednesday, and that'll allow Jory to start significantly beyond just general backfill to get going. He is back. He was away at a wedding. He is back now. Just a note within Jory's scope was the flat work. We do have a crack at the entryway. It does not seem to be a structural crack within the slab itself not being structural except where the haunches are, and the crack is not located there. I think it's a matter of
Shrinkage.
the concrete just drying so quickly, and that is just dead sunlight right there. So not
Speaking
a
of
big deal.
sunlight, I'm a little bit concerned about the plastic wrap on the PEX.
Mhm.
I see some gaps underneath. Concerned about daylight getting in there,
Mhm.
exceeding the 30-day limitation on
The UV.
on
All right.
UV exposure. Can you make sure all the PEX is protected?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that was it there. We'll end up doing an isolation membrane over anything that's glued to the floor that goes over a relief crack, whether that be a crack at the entryway or the cracks that we cut, so that as that moves and shrinks over time, it doesn't ruin the flooring. So this one may just be a part of that. So it's really not a major
Have the saw cuts
concern.
been done yet?
Yes. We laid them out with them. We cut 2 days after.
And the gauge is still holding?
The gauge is still holding.
Good.
Everyone checks the gauge. I have lots of photos of the gauge holding. Frame, we possibly are starting by the end of the month. Is highly on the table.
July.
August.
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
we're not there yet. I'm 1 week ahead.
Okay.
By the end of August, we're thinking mid-August seems likely. But by the end of the month, we'll definitely be mobilized over there and moving. Last week we confirmed that we are doing an LP Quarry Gray textured with PVC accessories. This will match the rear of the library building. It will not match the fire department. It'll come close in matching in color, fire department being a different product. That is a pre-finished factory. Roofing, I have sent out for the equivalent of the colonial slate shingle to be brought back.
In, what's the name of it?
Echo?
In ICO?
Yeah, ICO or BP, whoever he brings forth.
Okay.
He wasn't sure exactly which one Cliffy was carrying,
Yeah.
so he was going to come back with that. I have out to bid a variety of items. One of the items that we have pricing coming back on, but we're holding, is the drop ceiling. I will have a drop ceiling for the next work session sample to show. We have a furniture layout that's with the chief right now to make notes on. We'll send those notes back to them with that layout through WB Mason. We'll also get a basic color scheme. We can adjust it as needed, but it'll at least kickstart that portion. Items out for pricing right now are ceilings, painting, insulation, drywall, flooring with placeholders for flooring, garage doors, the siding, front door being particular to the storefront, the ballistic related items around the vestibule, casework, and interior doors. We are currently working with Cleary Millworks and Hammond Lumber on a door schedule to put together the remainder of the doors, something that we can create as a baseline, since the original door schedule from the original architects is not 100% valid to the ongoing circumstance. So we'll create that as a baseline, review it, and determine where we need to go from there. That'll back us into hardware. One open question that I have is the exterior sign. We need to know if we're going to want to have power at that sign base and what that sign's going to look like overall. There's a base drawing in the architectural renderings from the original drawings. If that's valid, we can execute on that. We're just going to be moving into light poles, electrical, underground. We'll need to get a conduit out that way if we are going to provide power
And
there.
are you gonna put a flagpole in?
That was my next question.
Because you're gonna have a light there, ultimately,
I mean,
and a light at the sign.
Police station should have a flagpole.
and a lit one at that if you're gonna fly at 24.
Yeah.
It has to be, yeah,
Has to
under
be.
the flag code, yeah. So I would say if we could find some way to spot it and have a flagpole up front, I really would love one,
I think we
if
should.
possible.
I think we should plan on lighting both the sign and the flagpole.
Does the sign need to have a data run to it, or can we not have digital readout signs in Tufton Borough based on ordinance? Like the scrolling ones like you see at banks?
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
Like, we have portable signs for that,
Okay.
you know, for events and.
Yeah, that wasn't, I mean, have we even ever discussed that? Or
No, I don't think so,
I don't think it ever came
unless the
up.
chief can demonstrate a need for it.
No, I don't see a need for it. I think that we should keep the signage traditional with the rest of the town buildings would be my take on it.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
Agreed.
All right, so we'll run that out. We'll just run 2 out then instead of a spare for data. And then the last item was the window trim. We sent out an email on what the windows look like with the
3.5
pre-case with a 3.5 inch trim. It's integrated into the window. This is different from what is existing on the library. The library is trimmed in place. These are cased with a sill. In that sense, they are similar. The sizing is similar. It's within a 1/4 inch of itself.
Nobody will ever know, except us.
Yeah,
Whoever's watching.
it's
It
It's a
makes
really good product.
installation simpler.
makes installation similar. Comes with a J channel, so we don't have to duplicate efforts. We're staving a couple steps on the siding end by
Yeah.
doing it this way. It's a fantastic product. I've done it. I've done it successfully on 70 homes, and we've never gone back. And they're retired, so they would certainly see.
Yeah, they got nothing better.
They have nothing better to do. You're not kidding. No more 55 plus communities. But like that's a fantastic window. It's great, and he's speccing the same exact window we were using. So I've had great success with him.
Good.
Good.
That's all I have. If you guys have anything for me,
No, chief? Questions,
I'm good.
concerns?
Working on what Chris gave me and stuff to get emailed back to him. And you should get that by the end of the week, most likely, at the latest, and give you some ideas.
perfect.
So you'll be able to give us a more formal timeline in the next week or so?
Framing being an early one. Yeah, once we know when trusses are showing up, I can work into the full.
Yes, if we can get that in some sort of type format, because with that, there's nothing gonna be happening other than some tanks in the ground and some additional site work until the end of August, that we need to justify our existence to the budget committee. So we need to have a timeline.
Hmm.
We're already, Audrey's put together a budget, if you will, which I think we can simplify to make that easy for them to understand. But just a more The more we can give them, the better off we are, I think.
No, certainly, yeah. No, we'll be able to, when we get those dates back from manufacturer, we can actually then back in to the dates we are. We're trying to avoid starting framing without a need to mobilize twice,
Right.
just get the whole thing. So, because we hired him for the single mobilization in, which was the $7,500 on the forklift. I don't want to pay it twice, so that's what we're waiting on.
Yep.
And he is going to get back to us on his whether he's has continued interest in the siding, or we're still going to solicit anyway, so that we have a couple different bids. But he may retract his bid for siding, based on a conversation that I had with him last week, just based on timelines of ongoing work. So it was nothing beyond that.
Too busy or conflicting.
Yeah, worried about where it puts him in the winter.
Yep.
If he could do that.
Yep.
But he's still an enclosed building with windows and
In all interior walls. Anything under Division 6, all rough carpentry is his, including a roof and roof line trim.
okay.
And we're just pending those updates on the
Yeah,
contract.
they have it to sign. One of the changes he had me put in was he wanted me to notate that roof trim was not included.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So I'm sure you got that.
Yeah, we were gonna finalize what that looked like with the soffit.
The soffit trim.
Yeah, because he'll need that, because we're not doing brake metal, so he'll need that to put the drip edge on.
And was there a contract with Chris that we needed to sign as well?
You did that.
Okay, I just saw it in the consent calendar. Is there something in there for us to do for Chris?
No, it says Heyman Construction Contract.
Heyman. Yeah. The Heyman contract.
I thought that we had signed one already, but we didn't. Is that what happened?
Oh, no, that's Heyman, that's not me.
Oh, Heyman, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm probably in one of the emails, but yeah, no, I'm all set. I don't need anything.
And we don't need to change that, I don't know.
We've already made the edits that we
I've
needed.
already done that, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking for you.
Okay, that's what you're better.
All right. And we're not meeting again this week, right? We're meeting
Not this week. Next week was a work session, so we'll have some middles that we should have a formal schedule by then to review together.
Because I think it's or the first of the following week we're meeting with
The
them.
19th, you're meeting with
Oh,
budget.
19th,
Yeah.
I thought it was the 9th.
Do we have a work session next week? Or are we discussing that?
Next
But
week.
you're figuring that out now if you need a work session.
Okay.
It
Do we need a work
sounds
session next week?
like Chris will have a
Yeah, because he's gonna
timeline.
have all his numbers put together, so we can. get some
More of them, yeah.
finalized.
We'll have some of the plug and play stuff for the budget committee,
Yeah.
whether it's unit pricing or not, so that can get
I mean,
updated.
even if- I mean, I think it's probably optional if you're busy, but, I mean, I think we should at least sit down and chat about how we're making out.
Yeah, I mean, if it's, the normal times, like 4 or whatever, then I'm free, if not.
This one.
Is there anything pressing that's happening or we need to discuss in the next week?
No,
Between now and next
Between
week.
now and next week?
No.
not now, next week, no. The budget, being ready for the budget committee and providing updated numbers is probably the biggest item in front of us. We have enough to frame roof side. We'll have to present quotes and determine who we're moving forward with for some of the divisions inside. But beyond that, no, there's nothing. I think getting
We're
ready
still
for
waiting
budget.
for power.
Yeah, and that's beyond anything that we could meet about and discuss. That's completely in the co-op's arms. But it seems to be within the next 2 weeks. Everyone firmly believes that that'll be ready.
I did get the telephone number for the chairman of the board of the co-op, I could call him.
I don't know if we're there yet. I'll let you know though. Let's keep that one in our back pocket.
Yeah.
I don't want to start off on that foot with them.
no, it's,
Damn it!
That's
we also have another piece.
The other thing we wanna do is, the chief has mentioned, are we going with fiber optic there for the cable connection? So.
we've purchased the conduit to make that run. So at that point, that can still go in. We need the pole set, and then we can go in and run. We can run all that stuff. It'll be super easy. Getting electrical set up to frame, and then we can run that fiber optic in 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Oh, you can move my stuff out of the way.
So, do we need a work session next week? I'd rather not if we don't need it, if it's gonna be a waste of our time.
It sounds like the budget is the only major
The,
piece.
yeah,
And I can meet with Chris, if we want to set up a meeting, I mean, I'm available all the time, so to get that budget element
Mm-hmm.
dialed in,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we don't need a selectmen's meeting, we just need a little work session between the two of us. And then I can give it to you on the phone one
That
day.
works for me.
And then
You-
on the
you okay with that?
selectmen's meeting on the 11th,
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
guys
leave
can-
a small block in there.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Thank you.
let's do that.
okay,
I'll figure out what day's good.
All right.
okay, works for
Or you
me.
can get with Audrey and tell her what day is good.
Okay. That works.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Set. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, next police update.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, chief.
Okay. So for the month of June, compared to last year, as far as just the call-outs for this year, we had two. One was a noise complaint, and then one was a motor vehicle accident. As you can see with the training and stuff, we all did our in-house body cam training. And there were admin French did cybersecurity that's required by Lakes Region Computer, and Officer Bodette went to a ballistic shield instructor class at Sig Sauer. As far as our stats go, community policing stats are up, directed patrols are up, citations are up, accidents are up, arrests are up, felonies are down. Our longer investigations are down, and our calls for service are about plus 300 or so from this time last year.
So, pretty significant increase in directed patrols
Yes,
and citations. Citations are up tenfold.
yes, absolutely. Yep, yep. Team's doing a fantastic job.
They really are.
Yep,
Nice work.
yep.
And felonies are down.
Felonies are down. Yep,
Okay.
yep. And there was a breakdown to the felonies. I don't know that we had any from last month or not that I need to add it to, but that was a breakdown. Motorcycle week this year was, sorry.
Just stay on felonies for a second. You've got your town attorney or the police attorney working on your felony.
Prosecutor.
The county attorney's office does all felonies, so they're turning around and working on those aspects of things. And I did, in fact, sign the contract with the prosecutor on July 22nd. So effective the beginning of August, she is on duty helping us out. So we already have a good rapport, and we're already connecting dots on what cases are pending now that are going to come before the court in August, and how we're going to work on those. And if I need to step up and do some of the early stuff until we can get her scheduled for those, then we'll do that. The court's been very accommodating to get us onto days that she's got other agencies, so that she's not traveling on the
traveling,
sea
which
coast
saves
all
us
the
money
time.
in the long
And
run.
it did, yep, absolutely.
That's great.
Yep, so she is on board.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Motorcycle week was uneventful. We had no motorcycle crashes this year, so I'm very thankful for that. And back in 2021, we had a report of a stolen boat trailer. It was actually our personal watercraft trailer. And we had an idea who last had it. We didn't know where it went. Apparently through the subsequent years, it's exchanged hands a couple times, and then somebody tried to register it in Hampton Falls recently. So we were able to recover the trailer. Officer Emerson is now doing the investigation backwards to see who sold it to this person and who sold it to this person, to see if we can work back to the origins in Tuftonboro. So that's an ongoing investigation that he is working on. We did notify the The trailer owner, she was very happy that we were able to recover it, and quite frankly, wasn't expecting it. So it's good for all of us. And just this past week, we had a report of fraud. It was the usual, you have a computer problem, you need to pay money kind of fraud. The gentleman actually went to the bank, took out a large, substantial amount of money, and sent it to a location in Texas. And so Sergeant LaFave turned around and got onto the phone with those people in Texas. Come to find out, they have, it is my understanding, it is an office building. They sublet certain rooms to be a storefront for these remote businesses, so to speak. And in this case, a fraudulent business. They have had a couple other victims from other parts of the country that have been mailing checks to this particular place as well. So they were already there at the time frame investigating this when Sergeant LaFave spoke to them. They actually intercepted the check. It is now on our way back to our victim in Tuftonboro. We will be working, I did put in here, we made a call to the FBI, and in turn, in speaking with the Texas agency, they had already reached out and we're gonna send a packet to Homeland Security, so we will be throwing it to Homeland Security, seeing if we can, it's Iowa, New York, and Tuftonboro are the three that we're aware of right now, where victims are from, so.
Is there any reason to believe there might be other victims in town? Not that you're probably not.
It's hard to say. If they don't come to see us, honestly I wouldn't know. I will say that the bank in general is usually very good in their in-service training to kind of pinpoint when people come in asking to withdraw large amounts of money, going into a cashier's check or treasury check and that kind of thing. This was, the reason brought forward was a specific honorable reason, and they allowed this withdrawal to happen. But I think the gentleman turned around and obviously felt that maybe he should come talk to us, and I'm glad he did. Yeah. Had we just not had that circumstance of events that were just bang, 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 you wouldn't have had an officer standing there when UPS showed up to hand a check.
That's interesting.
So we really lucked out with timing on that. Yeah, so I'm very happy about that. We don't get a lot of times in which we're winning on that front, as all of you know. And last but not least, I'm going to drop something in your laps. When I was promoted, you guys had asked me to kind of look at the docking and parking ordinance. There are two sets here. One's an original, and then I also did an amended of where I would recommend some of the changes be made. That's for you to peruse, and we can talk about it at a later time.
Good when we get homework.
And
Good, I look forward to reading
so
this.
yeah,
Thank you.
okay. And that's all I have for you folks. Do you have anything for me?
No, keep up the good work.
No, thank you, Chief.
Okay. All right. You folks have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Okay. Library. Jamie, Dennis, welcome. How are things going in your world?
Things are going well. Yeah. Busy, but
Well, it's summer, right? You actually are more busy in the
here's
summer,
some
right?
summer
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
and
it's
upcoming
the,
stuff if
the
you're.
summer reading
Yeah.
is going on. The programs are going on actually every. You can see on one of them every Friday. Dennis has like themed weeks, and every Friday there's an event. Either, we've got Children's Museum, Mad Science, Wildlife Encounters, sometimes movies and popcorn. So variety of things for all sorts of different kids. And Dennis is really great about setting up scavenger hunts for the kids that do come in. And, we're, of course, having the yearly kids who sign up for summer reading get to enter raffles and win prizes. And that's had really good participation this year.
Nice.
Strange side note. I see you have an ice cream party on the 15th.
Mhm.
I actually have a bunch of novelties left over at the store
Ooh,
that I
Oh.
yeah,
I mean, we're not going to sell them,
right, yeah.
So if you want, I could give you a pretty decent stash of them to
Yeah,
to hand
that
out.
would be great.
That'd be
That's okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids would love
No,
that.
that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'll try to figure
Yeah.
out how to remind myself to do
Okay,
that. But
yeah. No, summer reading is going well. We've had 62 kids sign up for the program. And in the past, we've mostly had events on Friday mornings. This year, I wanted to expand and have more weekly open-ended crafts that kids and families can stop in and participate
oh,
in.
okay.
So,
it doesn't have to be a specific time.
yeah, we have specific events on Friday mornings, but we also have more open-ended.
Open.
So that's the weekly themes. And so we average 30 people at the Friday morning events. And then an additional average of 40 people during the week that participate in the themed crafts and stuff. So
Nice.
Yeah. And then the book and author lunches have been going really well too, right, Dennis?
yeah.
And we've got a big one coming up in the fall. The Friends of the Library they got Simon Montgomery. I don't know if any of you are familiar. She wrote The Soul of an Octopus, which got a lot of traction a few years ago. And she's coming. They're doing it at Camp Belknap because you're gonna need more space for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's internationally known best-selling author, naturalist, and
That's cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. And did you all get the amended treasurer's report from? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Here's some, oh, my.
So I think that overall we're doing pretty well at the end of June. We're at about 51% of our budget. And
Yeah.
yeah, the only line that's going to be over is, that we know of, our IT. We found out after we did the whole budgeting process last year that the person who manages and supports our website is retiring.
So now you got to hunt for somebody else.
He recommended a few people. Dennis hunted around, did some price shopping. We found a very reasonable guy, and it's actually all up and running.
Yeah.
The new one switched over, so we have a new site, and it's pretty reasonable price. So,
Yeah.
but that's gonna go.
Yeah, we're already
More
on the new
money than
site.
the last one.
Yes, yeah, but he was.
A little bit, but not.
Yeah.
Not outrageous.
It's
So-
not significant. no.
Yeah.
But it's already in place. We've already
Yeah,
switched
it's
over.
Already-
Yeah, we found it in October that he was going to be retiring this October. So, but he did all the research and put together a whole package of these are your options. They negotiated prices for all of their clients. So I'm like,
Same.
hey, you did all the work. You've done well for us over the years. We trust your work and your judgment. So
Yeah.
it was like, let's
So
just
if you
do
go
it.
on the
So-
website, it's nice. It's a little bit slicker, but it has all the info that we need, which is great.
Excellent.
But yeah,
So we just took that out of our funds for
yeah.
Should have some stuff around, perhaps.
Yeah,
so-
because that line, our IT line is
yeah, because we were.
close to
Sure. So already.
close to it, but everything else, with it as a whole, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Any questions or
No,
anything else?
no, looks good.
Yeah. Thank you all as always for your
good.
support.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. And I know the kids
Yeah,
kids have a blast.
They have
Parking lot's always got
fun.
a bunch of cars
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it. so-
yeah.
There's pilot cars in there.
We have a camping. We set up a tent, a play tent, and a pretend campfire, and they can
Yeah,
have
the
fun
children's
class.
section is really set up
We've been
for
having
summer.
a lot of fun.
It's great.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's been good.
Excellent. Thank you for taking the time
Yeah,
to come in and
you're
see us.
welcome.
Yeah, our pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, you too.
Take care. Good night.
Thank you.
All right. Next fire update. Fire department update. Excuse me.
Good evening.
Hi, Chief.
How's everyone doing
Very
today?
well yourself. Good.
Well, if there's any questions in reference to the list of responses, there's a couple. This is Sergeant's Crossing.
Yeah, that was a nice one. They keep hitting the building and other things.
The wires, I don't think were so much their fault as far as because we just ran into the same issue on Eaglemere today, that new set of wires that was put up for
Oh, the fiber optic.
the fiber optics.
They're a little low.
It's not only a little low, but when they get warm, they sag even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a whole set of them got taken out on Eaglemere from a truck
Wow.
today.
Um,
But this one at Sergeant's Crossing took down a pole.
so this was electrical
Yeah.
as well as data.
Yes,
Okay.
this was everything as far as that was there. But fortunately, it was on a day that they were closed, so that there wasn't a big interruption
yeah.
as far as it goes.
Yeah.
The rescue truck, as far as
So this doesn't have any July stuff in it?
no, it's all
Okay.
basically June as far as that goes. We stop it at a period of time as far as like the 20 Sergeant's Crossing. We stopped at 7:17 because we have to have the paperwork in for a period of time.
Yeah.
So that's the update on that. As far as the rescue, the repairs that were made on the springs, there's pictures of that, and the Mirror Lake Station's new sign.
Oh yeah.
The fire alarm suppression activation here.
Yes.
The alarm activation, we don't know what caused it yet, right?
There was no cause found for the alarm.
Did Interstate come in and,
Well, that's our next question is that would the Board of Selectmen like to deal with that or just have us deal with it? To have Interstate come in. They were here in June and had done a full.
well, if, I think it warrants a service call. Absolutely.
We didn't want to duplicate efforts.
No, it's inspected twice a year, but this was an unusual occurrence. You found no reason for it to go off.
No.
It could have been as simple as,
Is this the system that was just installed?
Yes.
Yes.
Like a year ago?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, a couple years ago, but yes.
Yeah.
So supposedly, I think 2 detectors need to go off to release the system.
Mhm.
Fortunately, the system didn't get released, but we found no detectors that were activated
Right.
in the building. But
Yeah, I think it warrants a service call.
okay, so we just wanted to confirm that
Mhm.
before anything was done. Otherwise, fairly regular calls as far as it goes. We're still down by approximately 100 calls. And again, just because of the storm that had occurred last year.
Right.
But we're
It's not a
we're
bad
making up for the calls between the last 2 weekends. We've had like 6 island calls for the boat, so that's been fairly busy. We've been working with people that are at the docks as far as different companies and stuff that are trying to work at the same time and load barges and stuff like that. It's been fairly smooth as far as people cooperating with us with backing ambulances and stuff out onto that. So that's all worked out fairly well. I noticed that whatever one of the uprights that was broke off had been replaced, so that's decent
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I saw you down there with the ambulances the other day.
Yeah.
Is that,
That was a allergic reaction out on one of the islands as far as bringing them back in and going from there. But
Bee sting
everyone,
or something?
everyone made out with that. We've had a few issues that we've been able to take care of as far as building wise, as
Yes.
far as the doors,
Mhm.
without any major issues. The new sign. We also were able to order 2 exit signs for the transfer station, and it was cheaper to get 2 with free shipping, and all of their exit signs and stuff like that are old enough that if one went, another's going to go. It's
Yeah.
And they're not expensive.
they're not expensive. It was $49.98 for
Are
that.
they? Is that the kind of thing where they have built-in batteries, and so when the power goes out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and the ones that we ordered also have the lights for over the doorways, so that they have that. As far as generator maintenance for emergency management, Mirror Lake is all set. The gentleman that had taken care of that had recommended that we put rock around the generator as far as crushed rock to keep some of the sand down that is going into the generator.
Yeah, because it'll actually
So-
damage it.
Yeah, so we're going to take care of getting that situated. We've done a couple service calls for the signs, the electric signs, and Melvin Village auction and fair. Also the Pier 19 area as far as for the trash removal day for the islands that the transfer station had set up. The sign was set up there for notification for a couple weeks in advance. So, we would like to invite the select board and budget committee to a training that is coming up. I don't know who.
Nice.
It's hour and a half training, and it's for violence against fire and EMS, understanding the risk. This training will be given the two boards a better understanding of what we face and better explanation of the possible needs of future equipment down the road. There's been a uptick on attacks on EMS personnel, fire personnel.
Yeah.
All across the country as
Yeah.
far as it goes. So,
Drug related.
as far as, one was a shooting that the person wasn't happy with the fire department because he was turned down. Actually set a fire, drew him in, shot the chief and the assistant chief, I believe.
Very, very, what's the word? Thought out. In other
Yes,
words,
it was a thought out thing, but
yeah,
Premeditated.
oh, very.
Yes.
That's the word I was looking for.
but it different things are occurring more and more that we're telling our personnel not to respond into a scene alone, at nighttime and things like that. We try to make sure that there's more than one of us that are going out on the calls and things like that.
When is this training?
September 4th at 6:30 p.m.
Oh,
and it's going to be at the Central Station, and it's conducted by Lexapro, and Skip Calvin is going to be the teacher there. Lexapro is a company that we use for digital training as far as it goes. So if people can make it, great. You're more than welcome.
Will there be snacks?
Always.
Fire department.
Okay.
One other item that I have is that we had Stephen Burles, who was part of our department. He lived in the building that the car went through, and had to leave town as far as to have a new apartment. And so we had suggested to him that that he turn his equipment in as far as it goes, where he no longer lives in town and no longer would be responding on calls. And he was in favor of that. We will get this signed as far as the paperwork. And the Board of Selectmen had actually signed the paperwork as far as instating him down the line. But just to keep you in the loop of that, we're trying to stay on top of if people aren't responding to calls and active, then we're trying not to have a lot of people like that out there, because it doesn't allow you to bring other people in.
Right.
Well, consumes resources.
Yes. So
So is this,
So that-
is this a termination essentially?
yes. And if for some reason he's back in town, then we're more than glad to, because we do have time in him as far as firefighter one and things like
I'll
that.
make a motion that we accept the resignation of Mr. Stephen Burrows from the fire department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And does the selectman's office keep the fishing copy of the fishing courses and other computer classes that are finished with people? I know that the town requires anyone that's involved with the computers to complete
I think they should be.
the
in
cybersecurity
I think they
training
should
and
be the
stuff like
personnel
that.
folders.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a separate training for every person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a copy of those. Thank you.
Looks like a
No,
good.
I need a copy of that.
Do you have anything further?
No. 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 Thank you.
Very
Keep up-
good.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. You have a nice afternoon.
You too. Thank you,
Good
Chief.
to see you, Chief.
All right. Right on schedule. Malcolm Bliss, Kearsarge Energy.
Hi. Hi, Bob. How's it going?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
I'm Dave.
Hey, Dave. Malcolm Bliss.
Nice to meet you.
Jim. Malcolm. Hi, Audrey. It's Audrey, right?
Hello, yes.
Good. Good to see you in person. Well, thanks for inviting me in to talk a little
Yeah,
about this group net
absolutely.
metering thing,
And
right?
I'll just kick off the conversation. We had, I met Mr. Bliss at the county a few months ago. Mr. Bliss represents Kearsarge Energy. Kearsarge Energy is an organization that builds solar systems, but they also manage solar systems. And any time that a solar system is sold and installed in a municipal entity, any type of government, whether it be county, town, state, whatever, any excess energy, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, any excess energy that's created beyond their contractual obligations with the co-op or Eversource, any revenues generated from that excess energy that's created get to be returned to other entities that are within the state that sign up to receive them. It's basically free money.
That's true.
I know. I said the same thing about 7 or 8 different times. That sounds too good to be true. It's free money, but I'll let Malcolm take over. But he sold me on the fact that it is free money.
Yeah.
We are under no obligation whatsoever once we start accepting the money. So
Well, you are under an obligation, but you can get out of it.
yeah,
Well, I didn't-
So it's
I'm not-
beautiful. It's
so-
a great tee up, and the only so when it sounds really good, you go, well, wait a second, why would that happen? Why would that happen? It's only because this is true. We operate mostly in the Northeast and have been doing since 2009, spreading a little bit farther and wider now. But we're operating in the Northeast, and right now have more going on in New Hampshire than any other state. Why would this situation come to rise when, hey, this is money to be had available? It's because in New Hampshire, as every other state makes rules. And the state says, okay, in the circumstances Bob described, that's the legal lease, excess energy, excess production, which usually is quite a bit from the facility we build, that has to be shared with public entities. There's a very strict definition of public entities in the statute. They call it political subdivision, but I more easily call it public entities. And so we are required to share the proceeds with those public entities under the program called Group Net Metering. And so that's what I'm here to talk about. We Kearsarge, we need to comply with the state rules in order for our projects to succeed, our solar projects to succeed. We make a lot of investments. These substantial projects, 1 to 5 megawatts. And so there's millions of dollars put in. And in order for these projects to succeed in making their business plan, which is 20 years from this time they start generating energy, we need to get public entities to participate by receiving a share of the proceeds from the facilities. I got some extra information I'll share, but that is the tee up of it. And just further introduction to Kearsarge is we're focused in the Northeast, have more going on in New Hampshire now than any other state, and we're a little bit different than other solar developers in that we develop, then own and operate, which is in contrast to another model, which is very common, which is develop and then sell to somebody else. Because we develop, own, and operate, that means we've got a long-term perspective. We're not going to cut corners on the develop phase because we're going to be living with it in the long run, as will all of our partners be living with it in the long run. And we also have built up a capital and financing capability where we're not dependent on outside parties to tell us whether and what we can do. So it makes us, we feel, good partners, and that's why we built up the business since 2009. So that's a little intro to Kearsarge and the topic of group net metering initially. But I'll put out some other information. I'll put this out, and then this is further detail on Kearsarge, and you may want to take a look, and then you can maybe share it along if you want. One of the things you'll see on there is some of the other public entities we're working with. We're very excited about all of them. Top of the list there is City of Manchester, where we put in place a facility went in operation in 2019, and that was where we built on their landfill, and they're getting lease payment for that in addition to the production via group net metering, just like described. So they get kind of both there. But they felt that was good, and they said, hey, give us more. So in 2024, we won a subsequential award for 12 million kilowatt hours of group net metering, just as Bob described and we've been talking about. So they say, okay, more. More. We'll take as much of that as we can get. The state does cap the amount that anybody can get. If there was no cap from the state under their rules, you would say, I'll take the all-you-can-eat package, give me that. But they say you can only have as much production as your usage. So it's you can't overly benefit. No individual public entity can overly benefit, but they have a lot of uses. They say, okay, 12 million kilowatt hours, bring it here. And others on that list include City of Concord, Concord Public Schools, Concord Housing Authority, Town of Farmington, Town of Bow, Town of Hudson, Berlin Waterworks, Goffstown Village Water Precinct, Hooksett Village Water Precinct, and I probably missed a couple, but that's the nature of all the public entities that can participate. So here we'll look at the front side of this. This is going to be a list of projects, solar facilities that are coming online in 2026, for which we have production from the solar facility that's not yet committed to political subdivisions or public entities. So we got to find more so that all the production can get allocated. Yes.
So it sounds like, if I understand this correctly, the more towns you get on board to take the money, so to speak,
Yeah.
the more capacity you can bring online by offering programs to other entities who have the ability to build on their capacity.
That's true. The more there's a chicken and egg on that, and you're right. There's build capacity and then enroll group members.
Right.
We started it this way: build the capacity first, and then at risk, and then go find group members. And as we find group members, we can continue to extend our pipeline into the future. Yes. This is on this page are the projects that will be placed in service in 2026. There are other projects already in progress that will be placed in service 2027 and 2028, for which we also need to find group members.
You can't utilize the capacity until you have a net metering plant. So if you build a 2 million megawatt facility, but you only have a 1 million megawatt client base, you got 1 million megawatts of it aren't doing anything.
Yeah, that's true. The business case will not be fulfilled. We would go under a qualified facility categorization, which would be a highly undesirable outcome
Right.
for our business. And you mentioned too, we're roughly speaking, the pipeline we have in place will generate 200 million kilowatt hours of production. So there's a lot.
But
For
doing
folks
it
that-
at
yeah.
the net metering rate
Yeah.
is far more financially beneficial than doing it at the market rate. So if
Yeah.
you were to go out with 200 million, whatever you have,
Yeah.
into the marketplace, you're like everybody else, it's a power generator and you're just working this power companies.
As a quote qualified facility, that would be right, not desirable.
But the net metering
Right. Yeah.
protocol gives you a little better income stream.
Absolutely, an essential income stream. So it's a little bit better, yes. And if we fail to achieve that, then our projects are unsuccessful business propositions. So they're money losers. Yeah.
So, we have, I'm sure you're aware, we already have a solar project going, or it hasn't actually been built yet.
Yeah.
Right, but it's in the works. There's no competition between the two. In other words, we're getting financial benefit
Yeah.
by building this structure and essentially paying for, it feels like double dipping.
Well, we're already, it wouldn't work with us anyway, just to be clear.
Okay.
Because we're already consuming 100% of our net metering capability.
Okay.
So once the solar project's up,
Yeah.
it's sized to accommodate for all of the local buildings.
If it covers, this is 100% correct. If you're putting in place a facility that's gonna cover all of your usage with solar production, then that's correct, you're covered. There's only rare circumstance in which that would not be the case. And there are opportunities to double dip, but this is not one of them.
I can see the viability at the county,
Yeah.
having once been a county commissioner and dealt with a delegation that wouldn't possibly make the investment in a solar project on the county property.
So
But their
does that mean that we-
electric usage.
No, I see, please correct me if I'm wrong, I see these as two independent.
okay, that's what I'm asking.
I don't think that there's any connection.
Yeah.
One won't offset another.
Yeah.
The money, if we sign up for this, it's basically unanticipated revenue.
We
So-
don't get any money, Bob.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
We get a check.
I think
No,
we should
we don't.
check. We should clarify on, and I made an assumption about the type of solar development you're doing.
Right.
So there's two types. Maybe more than two. But let's start off with dividing all solar facilities into two. You may be building on a rooftop. Is it going to be rooftop
No,
development?
ground mounted.
Ground mount. Okay. Well, so I'm being a wrong assumption already. Are you getting lease payments for the use of the land?
No, we own the land.
You own the land. Well, this is always, when we use land, we pay the landowner lease payments. So you own the land and you're paying you're investing in the development of the facility.
Correct.
Okay. And thanks for helping me diagnose this a little bit. Then the electricity resulting from that will go to,
New Hampshire Public Co-op.
yeah. Yes.
And they will offset that with
And that-
a net metering scheme that they have
They
developed.
got a net
for-
metering scheme.
So you have one solar project, if you will, in town.
Let's call that
which has
host.
scattered buildings.
Yeah.
They net meter all the buildings.
We have to size it
Yeah.
in such a way that we could offset what we
Right.
use, but pretty much not much more, or
Not anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So the host facility, if I can call it that, that's group net metering language. The host facility will produce sufficient generation that credits will cover the usage of all the town meters.
Correct.
Correct.
Right.
All right. I think, so once a given usage on a specific meter is covered with net metering credits, in that situation you cannot double dip. You can't get covered twice.
Right.
This is like the state rule of, hey, you can use up to your usage, get credits up to your usage, and then can't get more. Too bad. We would love to deliver more. And this is slightly different than a situation which the county may contemplate in terms of you can get group net metering credits and still lease your land
And get
for
more money.
and get more money. Exactly. So we have two columns in the sheet. If when we're doing that, I think it's like here's your money from the group net metering program, and the next column, which is here's your money from lease revenue, and then as applicable, here's your money from pilot payment in lieu of taxes. But in that situation, so if we back up and we say, okay, so let's say that town here didn't have yet a solar facility under development. We would say, great, take the group net metering credits from any facility, such as including these you could do, and then we'll make lease payments to you for the use of your land, and we'll distribute the credits to anybody. And you could similarly probably share the credits with your own meters or someone else if you got an agreement with them. So that's what we do: build and pay lease and pilot as appropriate, and then get the credits to meters that are not yet covered. And especially
And that only works for municipalities. It doesn't work for residences.
true for if you're building a facility of size 1 to 5 megawatts, only the public entities and political subdivisions can benefit. That's true.
So we couldn't expand our solar project to cover all the houses in town.
No, it's got to be in that case. In the case of if you're assuming your project is 1 megawatt or greater, then the group participation, the group members would have to be public entities, political subdivision. I don't know the size of your project, but our projects are almost exclusively 1 to 5 megawatts for this program.
Ours is kilowatts, 100,000
Yeah, 100,000.
or 100 kW.
So you could, if you said, you probably don't have enough to cover all the residents, but if for whatever reason you want to cover a residential meter, the state wouldn't prevent you from doing that.
Up to 1 megawatt.
Yeah, if your facility was 1 megawatt, so larger than what you have, then you'd be restricted and must go to public entities. But at the size of 100 kilowatts.
And have you done anything with New Hampshire Co-op? Because it looks like all of your people are in PSNH land.
We have Unitil, we have Liberty. This here is a picture of Eversource. We do have projects under development in NHEC and looking for off-takers in NHEC, in addition to Eversource, Unitil, and Liberty, where we have a similar kind of pipeline going on.
So, just a couple moments ago,
Yeah.
I had insinuated that we would get a check at the end of the year. With your explanation, am I under the understanding that we wouldn't? Because we're building our own solar facility and that
I don't think we can even
prevents
join.
us?
Here's it would be check monthly, but in this case, it seems like you're already going to be getting some kind of compensation for participation in this and it's net metering. But when you have multiple participants, you'll be in the group net metering program. Sounds like you're already going to get the benefits from the project you're building yourselves.
I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
whoever does your contract work would let us sign up.
Yeah.
Because we're already in a structure similar to what you're building on a much smaller scale, obviously.
We'd be reviewing electric bills, and we'd say these bills are not allowed to participate in any other group is the contract language.
Mm-hmm.
And you would say, wait a second, they are in a group, or even if that slipped through by the time it got to NHEC, they would say, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But we'll catch you up front. This is very good to identify early in the going, before viewing electric bills or before reading contracts, stuff like that. You're like, wait a second, sounds like this would be an unallowed. There are some cases allowed things that seem like double dipping, but in this case,
You would actually be double dipping.
yeah, this case would be double dipping. It's not allowed. Yeah.
We talked about this at the county, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't have brought you here and wasted all of our time if I'd known that this was going to be the case.
I didn't
I was under
realize.
the assumption that we were going to be able to sign up, and it was irrelevant whether we had our own solar facility or not.
I didn't realize that you all were building a solar facility. That's my fault for not checking that out in advance. But with the solar facility, in a sense, you all are doing much what Kearsarge does. You build a facility and you have identified group members, net metering participants, which are your own meters. So I think that's, one thing is, it's kudos to you all. I think it's a good program. I think it's a great program. You all are participating in it, supporting the state in this, and doing a bunch of other good things by way of building up those projects. But in this case, since you're, in a sense, you're on a do-it-yourself basis,
Yep.
making this happen already. So you're in the program already, and that's a great thing. And it's not, don't worry about, I'm happy to come at any time. So in terms of my time, it's no worries on that. And I'm glad to have the conversation and make sure, just confirm understandings and say, hey, you can have a data point if you like. Here I came, and you go like, well, it sounds like, a lot of people are all getting on this program. Good news. You're in it on a do-it-yourself basis, which is it's all
It'd
good.
be nice if there were no caps,
Yes,
so that we could offset taxes with revenue, but the state doesn't like you to do that.
I would deliver way beyond the usage for a lot of folks if that wasn't a restriction. I want to see if there's anything else that I should share at this time,
If you
or
can't
questions.
do it,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Or this.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can we do it for 6 months or 9 months till ours is built?
That, unfortunately not. There's a longer term commitment in terms of participation. Well, it's a great question. Thank you, Audrey.
I had the same thought.
Yeah. I will, it's probably not worth the effort for that period of time, but there are hydro facilities that may be shorter, which pay much less than solar, but hydro facilities, you may say, oh, can we get in a very short-term thing? Yeah.
You're not getting 100 pennies on a dollar per kilowatt hour
You're not.
participant. I mean, they're
That's
just
true.
getting a piece.
Yeah, the hydro especially is real small.
And
Well, did you guys get grants for your project?
No, just,
You financed it yourself?
yeah.
Neato. That's great. Congratulations on doing that. Do you know when it's going to be placed in service? Just curious.
It was supposed to start in June, but
But
You're
they're-
very close.
Well, yeah, because we're building it at the landfill, there's permitting issues that they're working through.
Right.
we're hoping by the end of this year, it'll be up and running. That's, at the latest.
Well, it's good timing, and it's like I don't know if any federal programs were helping support your program, support your
There's
program.
a $100,000 tax rebate.
Yes.
A 30% or a 34% tax rebate.
Sounds like you're sufficiently in that there's no risk of losing that.
Well, if we don't get it up by 2028, we'll lose it.
Or start anyway. I think or start construction before July 4th, 2026.
Right.
Just so anyway, seems like you're well on your way to that is like
That's
in
the
hand.
plan.
In hand. Congratulations on this. Very exciting. Well, I don't know how that came to be, but you all are making it happen. It's a beautiful thing.
We're trying.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you for your time.
Thank you very much, Bob. Good to see you again.
Same.
Nice to meet you, Mel.
If there's anything we can do otherwise, just let us know, please.
Or we could ask him to put us in touch with small towns that don't sign up with him so that we could sign them up.
Yeah, if you have excess production, right?
Right.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking to people about, and I love that. If you look creative, happy to do it. Thank you all.
All right, take care, thank you. Next is the consent calendar. We have a notice of intent to cut wood or timber. Tax map 30-3-9. We have notice of appointment for Anthony Mirando, who's the chair of our planning board. Tony Mirando wishes to serve as our representative to the Lakes Region Planning Commission. We nominated him at the last planning board meeting and he
In
accepted.
addition to being on the planning board?
In addition, yes, he truly wants to do this, to be a representative of the Lakes Region Planning Commission. So we nominated him, he accepted, and we just need to sign off on it. Take care.
Have a great afternoon.
You too. Mark Muller is, Conservation Commission, full member of the Conservation Commission. We have deposit authority for the treasurer.
The treasurer is giving authority to the tax collector.
Thank you for
And
clearing that up.
So we will also need one, I think, for the town clerk.
And which, I think we only have one in here.
I know.
Okay. And we have the contract that awards Hayman Builders the construction of the shell of the police station, which we already voted on and approved. This is just the contract.
I'll make a motion that we sign the consent calendar
In full.
in full.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll get to that at the end. Action items. We have our cash handling policy. Which I don't have a copy of.
I can give you.
I've read it. It looks good so far.
Yeah, were there any substantive changes since the last time you saw
No,
this?
there was 2 typos.
Okay.
Either way, this is always, as we know, policies like this are always a work in progress, and I think this is a very good start.
Well, shall we accept it? I'll make a motion that we accept the cash management policy as drafted.
Accept or adopt,
Adopt.
whatever the,
Oh, second, yes.
and I agree. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And with Tuftonboro Old Home Days right around the corner, Dennis has got quite a few events planned. These events include some blow-up bouncy houses, so to speak, and other inflatable appurtenances. The town of Tuftonboro itself does not have liability insurance to cover injuries in the event that something were to happen. However, the company has precedent with other towns, and they have given us a copy.
They don't have coverage either. The company
The company does.
doesn't. That's my understanding.
So we have an accord document that states they have GL for,
It's in your package, yeah.
Certificate of liability and a release.
So is there an insurance company in there? I'm sorry,
Yes.
I missed that.
Vertical Entertainment is the name of the company.
yeah.
And Olivier Van Dyke Insurance Agency is the insurer, and they carry 1 million,
1 million, 3 million.
3 million
Aggregate.
liability
I'm
insurance.
bound to go. All right, well,
And they have listed.
I didn't,
We're listed as
We're listed
insured
as the certificate holder.
certificate holder.
And
Plus we have indemnification from the contract.
Correct. Correct. So they've given evidence that they have liability insurance, and anybody that, well, I don't want to say anybody. They're releasing the town of Tuftonboro from liability. It's an agreement between Vertical Entertainment and the town of Tuftonboro. So it's up to us whether we want to approve allowing these bouncy houses with these terms. Personally, I'm satisfied with the certificate of liability and the indemnification form. I don't know how you guys feel.
I'm fine with that. I reviewed it all. I mean, I'm no lawyer, but it seems in order as far as I can tell.
And did we run the insurance policy by town's attorney?
Not the policy, just the agreement. I have the
Can we
agreement.
do that? Because, I mean, I'll just read you section B. Any coverage provided herein, the insurance policy, will be in excess over any other valid and collectible insurance available to the additional insured.
So we don't have any.
Right.
So they take
Well,
it first.
We don't have a specific policy for this event, but we do have liability insurance. So I just wanna make sure that we're clear on, with our attorney, that this is not a bad thing to do. That, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, with them providing the insurance agreement.
So our attorney has not seen
The insurance agreement.
the insurance agreement?
And when is Old Homestead?
19? All right.
Something like that. It's like a 5-day event.
Yeah. Well, the 19th. For some reason, the 19th is sticking in my head.
The day of the event that they're speaking to in particular is on August 23rd.
Well, I don't think it would take more than a day or two for,
No, Laura is, town attorney is not really in support of them. And Primex does not cover bouncy houses,
yeah.
so it would be.
Well, I think she's not in favor of them because she didn't think they had insurance. I mean,
She
can
said
we,
she's reviewed it for a few other towns, but I can verify that email, but they need a decision. I'm just gonna get her email.
because we've certainly got a lot
Is this what you're looking for, Audrey?
Is it attached? Yeah, that's what I have.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
Hi, Audrey. Yes, I reviewed this issue for Laconia. You'll have no insurance coverage. If the bouncy house provider is willing to sign one of the indemnification forms, it's the best you can do. My recommendation would be to forego the bouncy houses, but if the Parks and Rec director really, really wants them, she said that really, really wants them, get the forms and insurance certificates.
So Dennis really,
So,
really wants
it's
them,
basi-
so I got
yeah.
the form.
So it's basically up to us.
Yeah. But if the bouncy house provider is willing to sign one of those indemnification forms, it's the best you can do. My recommendation would be to forego the bouncy houses, but if the Parks and Rec director really, really wants them, get the forms and the insurance certificates, which we have.
Right. So basically flip a coin is what it boils down to. Because if we go by one side, they don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. If we go by the other, everybody, people are happy, but
It's
there's always the chance.
It's very simple for me, and I don't have that answer in front of me. If the town is on the hook for any liability, whether we have insurance or indemnification forms or not, if the town is on the hook for any reason, my vote is no. But if the insurance certificate and the indemnification form satisfies the town's liability, I'll vote for it. But I don't have that answer.
well, I'm not certain you'd ever have it, but I mean,
If I
we don't
hear,
know the circumstances of the injury, we don't know
I know.
how they're gonna.
I'm trying to
treat
give the benefit of the doubt
it. Yeah.
to Dennis. I know he wants them. I know it's a great thing to have. It'd be tragic to say no. But if the town is on the hook, we have to say no. And if I can get Laura to say that the insurance form and the certificate is good enough to release the town from liability, then I'll vote yes.
Well,
But I'm not seeing that in the letter.
yeah, I mean, it's a little vague in the sense that she says, but if you really,
Yeah, she
either
said
it is or it isn't, yes or no.
right. On one side she's saying no, but on the other side she's saying yes, but it's gray. It's very gray.
Maybe she was gray intentionally.
I'm sure she was. And if she continues to be gray intentionally, I'll vote no.
Well, there's no perfect elimination of all liability.
Is there ever?
There can be if they have a significant real insurance.
The only sure thing is to not do it. That's the only sure thing.
Right. And like I said, I want to give Dennis the benefit of the doubt, but not at the risk of, God forbid, somebody get hurt or worse, and the town is held liable. I can't say yes.
Well, and that's the problem. I mean, if we had Primex for backup and general liability,
Mm-hmm.
I'd vote yes. But without Primex, then God forbid some child gets seriously injured,
Right,
we're gonna have to find the money.
right,
You know, the taxpayer is gonna end up paying it.
right. The responsible thing to do is to say no unless our attorney can come to us and say, the indemnification form and the liability insurance is good enough and you're all set.
I can ask her.
Please do.
We need a yes or no answer. We're either covered or we're not.
Or even a percentage yes or no would be fine.
Right, right.
And how quickly are you able to make this decision, because he wants to advertise?
I know he does. He's counting on us making the
And we
decision.
also-
If we can find out before the end of the week,
We could vote on it right now. I mean, if the coverage is solid, then yeah, we'll approve it, subject to our attorney saying that coverage is solid. If it
Is that a
isn't,
motion?
I'll make that motion, Bob.
awesome.
All those in favor? Aye.
Okay. Okay.
So we're conditionally in favor of it.
Yep. Okay, that's it for the action items. Correspondence. We have New Hampshire Recycles Activity Report. The Town of Tufton Borough Board of Adjustment, notification of a hearing. Wednesday night, right here. And why do we have a copy of our annual report in here?
It just came recently. It just showed up in,
Is that the audited financial report?
it's the county 2024.
It's the county annual
Oh, the
report.
county.
Yeah, it's the county financial report. I've seen it.
That's good. I mean, if I'm in need of sleep, I can take it.
Okay. Town administrator and selectmen's updates.
I'll come up, I have a little list. Okay, I contacted Stantec on the solar project. He'll be reaching out to revision in the next day or two. The police station, you heard the update. I'm just helping Chris. He sends me like a list. Do you see anything I missed? And I go back to him. So I work with Chris pretty closely. Ashley, Cammy, and I did the Primex disc assessment, and we learned about some of our differences in personalities and how we can support each other and work together smoothly. I think it was a really good session, and if you want to see our results, they're hanging on the back of my door. There was an estimated repair cost of $1,500 to the transfer station that went to waste management. I went to the transfer station and following the cash policy to track $1 through and watch it and what the guys do. I still need to follow up with Chris, and I can write that down for you. And then we'll move on to the selectman's office and the code
So
enforcement.
I have a question about the transfer station. What is the policy with regards to cash? Like, how do they handle, checks aside, how do they handle cash transactions?
So my observation when I was there was that a resident came, an attendant went out, gave him an estimate, brought in the $5 or $10. They do the same thing with a check, and they write a receipt. The receipt goes to the resident if they want it, and then the other one goes to the transfer station supervisor, and then that money's put into a drawer. And I have not met with Chris. He wasn't there when I was there, so I need to sit with Chris and then say, okay, how do those receipts get kept? They're numbered books.
Right.
And he gives them to us on a weekly basis. He doesn't give us the individual
Right.
sheets. He tallies them onto the sheet that we get for deposit.
Now, you said if the customer wants a receipt.
Right.
They've asked me if I wanted a receipt, and I've often said, no, here's my $5, I don't need a receipt. Well, if they're not writing receipts,
They
Mandatory.
still write one and then they throw it away. That was my observation.
okay.
So they throw the copy away.
Right.
But they keep the original.
Yeah.
in the stash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but it is logged.
Yeah.
One way or the other, it's logged.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a couple more steps I need to do with Chris, and then I can write it up. And
Cash register? Shouldn't they have a cash
I think
register up
it
there?
would be better. There's several things I don't like about the security of anything. Yeah, of cash and checks.
Okay.
I went to observe Island Days. It was I would say maybe 15 minutes. It was a hoot. I saw one boat come in towing another boat that was for recycling, and so that was kind of interesting. And I had 2 applications for general assistance. One's I'm going to have to follow up with you later this week, and the other one wasn't applicable. The assessor is just about complete the 5-year cyclical revaluation, and all of those property cards will be printed and mailed with a letter to all the property owners. And compared to having Cammie do it, I have asked Caitlin, who helps Conservation Commission, if she wants to come in and do that. So she'll probably be in for a few hours to help us stuff envelopes. It's more cost effective. And then I got a quote for the sound dampening in the foyer, but they also included my thoughts of what we could do to use the upstairs, and I asked him to separate those quotes because I felt the selectmen probably aren't ready to consider upstairs yet, and that might be a large enough, just that study might be large enough to go to the voters. What do we do with the space? And there are questions coming in. People say, well, what's going to happen to the police station? And I guess there's ideas of using it for recreation so that Dennis can have the garage. My response has been that the selectmen haven't decided yet that, it's going to need work and painting and everything before he even decide what's going to happen over there. There's 2 RFPs I need to get out in August, one for auditing the auditors and one for assessing. So those are my
So
active things.
is our auditor up for renewal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it's his 3rd year.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry. So it's a 3-year cycle. Is that what you just said?
I think it was a 3-year contract, yeah.
And so does that go out to bid or?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's okay.
IT should be coming up as well this year.
I think it had another one. No, you just signed it
We
for
just
2
did
years.
IT last year.
We did it.
Yeah.
I thought we did it the year before.
No,
I don't
We
think
just
so,
did it.
but
Okay.
I'll check.
we should have at least one more year.
Okay.
And I never got any responses from our assessor about the questions I had about a couple of lots that,
Did you come in and talk to him, or was I
No,
supposed to
I
ask
just-
him?
no, I just left I had Cammy, I gave Cammy the 2 pieces of property. I mean, they're 2 1-acre lots up in Hidden Valley. Similarly situated, different owners, nothing on them. And the appraisal's $50,000 apart. I don't know why.
I mean, one's buildable,
There's
one's
no-
not.
No, there's nothing built on any of them.
No,
Or
buildable.
No buildable.
I don't know that that becomes an issue. It's a 1-acre lot.
One have a view, the
So-
other one not.
No, neither one of them had views. I mean, it just,
Nothing that sets them apart.
nothing I could see. But I'm not a professional assessor, although
You slept at a Holiday Inn.
I'm the assessor for Tuftonboro, according to the statute. And we are the assessing
Mhm.
body.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't get an answer on that. We also had, and maybe this is more for our utility assessor, but that was like a $6 million project, the substation on Ledge Hill Road. That's a significant process.
Hmm.
And they spent a ton of money on it. So does that change the value? I would think it would. So, our utility, who's the Susie, San Susie?
Right, mhm.
Yeah, should know about that.
Okay.
And are you done?
Are you done with me?
Not quite, but are you done with this?
I'm done with you.
Okay. Couple questions.
For me?
Well,
Okay.
they're really for, one of you and the road agent.
Yep.
Ledge Hill Road, they haven't finished the edging yet.
Right.
Okay.
Any idea when they're gonna finish the edging?
I overheard him talking to Cammy, but
Because I have no intention of signing a check until they're done.
Yeah, we haven't received
An invoice.
an invoice yet.
Okay. And the other one is 19 Mile Bay parking signage that we voted on a few weeks ago. Where are we with that?
Yeah. Let me follow up. I'm not sure.
I know it's a process, I
Yeah.
know it doesn't happen overnight, but it needs to happen quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there was a truck with a boat trailer parked where we said we didn't want.
Right.
Right. But they don't have signage, so they don't know.
Exactly. You can't,
You can't enforce what's not.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
those are my two questions.
Any, I'm sorry, Dave.
Comments.
Do you know where we are with Central Park Electric? I know, as far as I understand, Scott was able to get a hold of New Hampshire Electric. He got a couple questions answered to them, and now it's just a matter of waiting.
Yeah, and the email I sent last week said he had authority to represent the town and ask questions and things like that.
Right. So it's kind of in New Hampshire Electric Co-op.
And Scott. So I don't know if he's followed back up. I mean, I
Right.
talked to him last week and he gave me the answers and I emailed them back.
Okay.
There's two questions that need to be answered, because Mark Howard saw me the other night, he asked me a question about the money. Is there any difference in what was agreed upon and what the charges, the bill is actually gonna come in at?
Yep.
He was supposed to reach out to you, and the other one is it going to be completed before Old Home Day? That's huge.
Right. Yeah.
We need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
that Old Home Day 2026?
No,
We're-
25.
We're at about 3 weeks right now.
Yeah.
Scott, it sounded like Scott could knock it out in a day or two. Once New Hampshire Electric Co-op
All right.
gets the
I
electricity.
followed up with them today on the police station and I will follow up on the other work order
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Okay, all of the probationary periods for the police officers are done.
I think so, yeah, 6 months.
Their pay is all set. Have we done everybody's?
No, I think the police actually have a year probationary. I don't know.
I think Audrey's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That sounds familiar.
we still have, because I'm looking at their budget and it's a little light, so I think they've got some movement on their payroll to do. And have you done your job reviews?
I have not redone one of them yet.
Okay, so you need to get
And,
onto
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And that's it, I think. I'll be back in tomorrow
Oh.
anyway.
One more. Sorry, you done?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
for now.
Back to paving. Pine Mill Drive was only done with a base coat. For the life of me, I don't remember authorizing just a base coat. I thought it was going to get a base coat and
No, I pulled
and
the
a
agreement.
finish coat.
I pulled the agreement.
So then you're gonna have to mobilize again to get it.
Next year.
Next year.
We only contracted for that.
I could have sworn that we had a proposal that had a base coat and a
We
finish
did,
coat.
I think we did, Bob, but I know that we had a number of discussions about what we were gonna do.
We did, that's why I'm
And-
confused.
But it may have become just the base coat on Pine Mill Drive when we had those discussions.
Okay.
I mean,
Would,
my memory's not good.
would you guys mind pulling the minutes from when we made that decision, just
No.
just so I can clear my head?
So,
And is there any money left in there?
I don't know because I haven't
Oh,
received
We
yeah.
the.
haven't got the invoices yet.
Right.
so does that mean that there is a portion of the warrant that will not go out this year because the base coat, excuse me, the top coat hasn't been done?
No, it'll be included in the neighborhood road warrant. The
Yeah.
final coat.
And if we don't spend it, I mean, let's say the top coat's gonna cost $100,000, we only have $50,000 in the warrant that's left. That 50 grand just goes back into the fund balance.
Yeah, fund balance, but I guess.
So we have to write up the warrant article
And
to
we
pull
can
it
do-
back out and additional 50%, whatever the amount is.
Yeah, next year's
But-
warrant is different.
So, just to clarify, the warrant that we wrote and the contract that we have includes both the base and the finish.
No, the warrant
It does
wasn't
not.
written that specifically. It was just said it's just for paving.
Okay, so,
So we met the warrant, but I thought for sure that we were going to do a top and a base coat.
I mean, we can audit it, there's not a problem with that. It is what it is, though, I mean,
No, I agree. It's just my own head. I thought that we were doing a base and a top.
and I think initially the conversation was,
but the contract does not specify that.
Apparently.
The one that I pulled, correct.
It's basically, it says we only have
Mm-hmm.
the money for the base coat.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'll go back and watch the video and watch us talking about it. But anyways, it's got a base coat and it looks good.
yeah, and they'll have a top coat next year and it'll look even better.
It'll look even better. Right. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, anything on the culverts? Any movement on those at all?
No, I'll ask what the next step is.
Yeah.
Selectmen's updates. Chip?
I think I covered everything I needed to cover.
Dave?
The
Same?
park was yeah,
Same.
it was
Okay. Any other business for us tonight?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.